What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Break Free Podcast. This is Rachel. And today we're talking all about responsibility, taking responsibility, self-awareness. So I'm going to start this off about, telling you guys a story. Telling you a story about when I was, I think I was 18 years old. Well, this was for many years. So I'm just pointing out one part of it. But it was the same story and same situation for many, many years. But one moment that I tell this story, I've told this story in some talks that I've done. It's about me. I'm sitting there on the street with a cardboard sign, holding out my cardboard sign, hoping that the next person, that comes by is going to hand me some money. I'm there hoping that whoever walks by is going to contribute to me and my life. So, as I'm sitting there holding this cardboard sign, I have this same thought going through my head over and over and over again. Now, this particular time, I was sitting right outside of Whole Foods. And I'm having this exact same thought run through my head over and over and over. And it's every time I look at anybody, I'm thinking, why can't I have what they have? Man, if only my mom hadn't done this and my dad didn't do that and that this hadn't happened and that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be right here where I am right now. And I thought that over and over and over to myself, like, that I was a victim, right? Straight up, victim mentality, sitting there thinking that everybody, the whole world owed me, that the only reason I was sitting there begging for money was because of what everybody else had done to me in my life. And I said at the very beginning of this that this was for many years. This was for many years that I felt this way. And deeply, deeply where I felt such a victim that everything I had or didn't have was because of what other people did and the choices that they made. Well, one of the most powerful things that has ever happened in my life was the realization that I was in complete charge of where I was and the decisions I was making. And truly, that did not start to happen until I really started to change my life. Even when I went through the point of hitting my rock bottom and changing my life, I still was in that because I wanted to change my life, right? And I was working towards that. But I was still in that place of being a victim, of blaming other people. Well, the better I got, and the more healthy I became, and I started to read different self-help books. I remember my dad's wife and my dad had sent me a book in the mail. They sent both of these books. They were two of my very first self-help books that I had ever had in my life. And one was The Secret, and the other was Purpose-Driven Life. And through both of those books, I started really to realize the role that I played in my own life, which was an incredible eye-opening moment and also extremely painful at the same time. Because when I realized that I was in charge of a lot, no, excuse me, of all of the decisions that I had made in my life, that was painful. That was incredibly painful because I was a heroin addict for many years, living on the street, lots of loss in my life, hadn't talked to my family in years, and had made some incredibly hurtful decisions along the way that really hurt a lot of other people. And when I realized that I was actually responsible for those decisions, it really, really started to hurt when I saw the truth. Now, let me tell you guys this, because you might be thinking about your own life right now. And sometimes when you haven't yet completely stepped into this place of the responsibility that you play in your life, and that's okay if you haven't completely done that, and honestly, I think it's human nature to fall back into that sometimes of not taking responsibility and blaming other things or people in life for our situations. But I'm not saying that you're taking the blame for other things that other people have done or the decisions that they've made or responsibility for those things. I'm not telling you guys that. I'm not telling you that. And I'm not telling you should take responsibility for those things at all. There were things in my life that did happen. I'm not downplaying that at all. At all. Or the things that have happened in your life. Because they have. You may have been dealt some cards and things have happened that have been really, really shitty. I think everybody has at some point or another. But I love, love, love that quote that said, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. I love that. And I constantly remind myself of that over and over and over again because things still happen in life. But remembering that the decisions that I make from those things that happen are my choice. How I choose to react to it, how you choose to react to it is your choice. You may not have a choice in the situations or the cards that you're dealt or the way people act or what they do. And in fact, you don't have any control over that. But what you do have control over is the choices that you make off of what happens in those situations, how you react to it, and the decisions that you make. So me choosing to, try heroin, do that was my choice. Nobody forced me to do it. I will tell you that. Nobody held a gun to my head. They didn't. Nobody forced me to be homeless, living on the street, begging for money. That was my choice. I didn't see it that way at the time. I truly didn't. But it was my choice to live that life. Now, even thinking about now, let's think about, something happens to you at work. And you're going into a job every single day that you dislike, right? Every single morning you wake up, I can't wait till Friday. I can't wait till this week is over. I can't wait until, I don't have to go to this job anymore. Everybody I work with, my boss, I can't believe they did this to me. That's your choice. It's your choice to live in that day in and day out. If you are that unhappy with where you are right now in your career, because your boss sucks or whatever, and you don't like what the decisions that they're making or what the company's doing or whatever, remember, you can't control that. That's not your choice. What is your choice is to stay in that unhappiness. So if 6 months from now, you're still bitching about your job, that's your choice. Right? Because you could be looking for something else right now. Right? We just talked about excuses in the last podcast. Well, really, excuses are bullshit. It's just not a priority. So it's not a priority for you to find something different. Even if it's in the exact same career, finding somewhere else to work where you might be happier. Right? So if in 6 months from now, you are still sitting there bitching about the same things, unhappy, the only person who can take responsibility for that is you, not your boss, not, the company or the decisions that they're making. Right? So where is your responsibility in that? Self-awareness and your responsibility that you take in your own life is without a doubt one of the most powerful things you will ever do. Because when you start to realize the responsibility you play in your marriage, in your career, in your friendships, in your dreams and the things that you want in your life, of where you're at right now, right? If you're sitting there and you're still holding on to the weight that you were holding on to 2 years ago, but you've continually woke up every single morning and made the same decisions over and over and over again and haven't done anything to change that, you need to take responsibility of that. And again, thinking about excuses, what if your excuse? Well, I don't have time to go work out. I don't have time to meal prep. I talked about that. If you didn't listen to the excuses podcast, go back and listen to it. I talk a lot about that. No, it's your choice not to do that. If you really don't want to be holding on to that weight anymore, if you want to feel better, healthier, better about yourself, you need to take responsibility for what is your responsibility in that? What are your priorities? If that truly is a priority in your life, right? Your excuses are not to blame. Well, I guess they are to blame. They're your excuses. So, thinking about self-awareness, I want you to think about the things in your life that you're blaming, that you're not yet taking responsibility for. And think about, where is your responsibility in that? Where is your responsibility in the relationship in your life that is torn apart for some reason? Or it's, whether it be with your parents, your friends, right? Where is your responsibility? You can't change them and the decisions that they are making, but where does your responsibility lie in it? Take responsibility for that and your part in it, and move forward. So, I want you guys to think about what are those things in your life. And always, I'm going to say, reach out to me. Reach out to me. Let's talk about this. What are the things in your life that you are having trouble taking responsibility for? how to change that, because there really is a way to change it and overcome that so that you can seriously kick ass in life. Because when you realize those things, when that self-awareness is just straight up open and on a high, it is really hard to stop you from having the things in your life that you want. Because you're going to stop relying on that victim mentality. And you're not going to have that crutch anymore. And you're now going to be living in the reality of, like, if I want that, none of these reasons, none of these excuses are going to hold me back from reaching the top of that mountain. Because at the end of the day, it's my complete responsibility. If I want to get to that top of that mountain, it is up to me. I'm going to end with this message. I love my nephew. Oh, man. His name is Keen. My sister and her husband, Fede, adopted Keen from China. And he has spina bifida. He was left, and not only did he have spina bifida, his insides were born outside of his body. Lots of health issues. He is so smart, you guys. He is the smartest kid. Whew. Little genius. I'm not even kidding. I think he actually is a genius. Like, he is so flippin' smart. A lot of health issues, though. And, left over there as an orphan. And Ronnie and Fede adopted him when I believe he was 5 years old. And man, that kid could have every reason in the book and every victim mentality. But he doesn't at all. He strives in life, and he thrives. He thrives. And he doesn't let any of those things, the fact that, he has to, use braces to walk, or because he has a colostomy bag, or any of those things hold him back from the things that he wants to do in life. Or, the fact that his parents gave him up because he wasn't healthy, right? But no, he's not doing that. I think the one beauty of that is, that's the amazing thing about kids, is that they don't really have that. And then as we get older, we start to blame other situations and things that have happened in life for the decisions that we're making. But you know what? We don't have to live our lives like that. We can be like we were when we're kids and completely go for what we want in life without, letting the things that have happened in life or the situations we're in hold us back from what we want or the decisions that we make. Right? We can still be that person. We can be whoever we want to be. It's our choice. So I'm going to leave you with that one quote again. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. All right, you guys, have a great day. Self-awareness, baby. Take responsibility. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you for listening to the Break Free Podcast by Fitness Festival Events. You can find our website at fitnessfestivalevents.com, where you can learn more about the events we have coming up, our Break Free community, and much more. For Instagram and Facebook, find us at Fitness Festival events or for our community, Break Free Community. For Rachel, you can find her on Instagram at rachel.pastor and email rachel@fitnessfestivalevents.com.